These are the most overpowered and used attacking mechanics which Pro used to score as many goals as it was in the eWorld Cup tournament. We witnessed the most attacking and offensive structure of FIFA. Defending was almost impossible since everyone abused the mechanics at extreme level. It was like if you can't score, then go home. So let's jump into the video and look at these mechanics. But before that, if you're interested in pro matches, check the channel link in the description. Number 1 is the lob through pass. Lob through pass was really a big deal and very overpowered, but pros used it in a tactical way which was almost impossible to defend. And here is how they planned it. First of all, they used fullbacks in this plan. We recently had a video on how to involve your fullback into play, so check the link of that video in the description. So Pro sends the fullback forward, then he tries to drive the opponent's attention away from that runner by passing to the other side and wait until the runner is about to reach the last man line. Then he pulls out the lob through pass, where you hold L1 plus triangle on your controller. The ball always reached the pass receiver very well. They used this trick, and after they cut back inside and look for goal scoring opportunity, and when they cut back, the opponent seemed to have a big challenge to defend this move. For example, here Tex was against Di Fernandez, who abused this trick a lot and scored many goals using it. Here Di Fernandez sends his fullback forward and pass straight away to his central midfielder. This drives Tex's attention away from that running fullback, and he decides to cut passing lane towards the opponent's striker. Di Fernandez pulls out the pass and it flew down to his running player. So now the situation here, Tex here knew his opponent will cut back, but he couldn't react because his defender was sprinting at full pace and it was a big challenge to slow down and react. Di Fernandez cuts back and right away attacks direct and scores. Not only Di Fernandez but a lot of players use this trick, including the world champion, Manubashir, who pulls out this move against his opponent Mark 11 in the grand final to score this nice cutback goal. Our second mechanic is the timed finishing. It must be green for the player to have at least 98% of converting that chance into a goal. Timed finishing: you press the shooting button to power up, then you wait the second when your player is about to strike the ball, you tap for the second time, and to notify when you have perfectly timed it, your player icon has to light green. Normal shots seems not to be enough to convert a created chance into a goal. That's why pros use the timed finishing. This increases the power and accuracy of the striked ball. It's a big challenge for the goalkeeper to save it. Number 3 is the driven pass. This is one of the meta tricks on the game, very effective, whereby it gives no time for the opponent to react. It moves fast and so it can increase your attacking speed. For example, here Tex was matching up against PHZen. The opponent PHZen passed the ball to his midfielder in an attempt to find any open pass to his strikers, though this pass is open, but he anticipated that Tex has to rush and close up that space. That's why he performed the fake first touch to this direction. Now this pass is open to his striker 09. He uses the driven pass to find his striker, where you press both the R1 and X on your controller. This is to give Tex less time to react, and this was a beautiful idea of the first time pass, and the finish was exceptional. In this recent FIFA eWorld Cup tournament, pros mostly use 3 attacking mechanics and they worked consistently. The first one, which is the lob through pass, and the second one is this one-touch passing rhythm. Then we shall later see the third one. One-touch play gives no time to the opponent to react, which makes it super effective. It also increases your attacking speed and really gives a big challenge to anticipate your moves. It has that surprise effect, where most of the opponents tend to pass and receive the ball, then they pass again. This is very familiar and the opponent can stabilize and defend. But one-touch has that surprise effect, the opponent doesn't expect it. PHZen was one of the pros who used one-touch passing to break down the opponent's defense, whereas the opponent you expect him to control the ball, but on your surprise he pass first time. For example, here Di Fernandez pulls out the lob through pass to his fullback. He controls the ball effectively and passes to his striker. Tex rushes to press immediately, but on his surprise Di Fernandez passes first time, leaving the defender behind and this open space. He passed back to that striker and still Tex rushes. Again he's surprised of the first time pass back to 09. The opponent controls the ball and scores. Pros, especially Oberon, used this mechanic a lot. especially when he scored a goal against Wolfgang Anders in the quarter-finals. So here Oberon triggers the player lock where you push both analogs inside. Those analogs, the left and right, are also buttons and they are called L3 and R3 respectively. So you push them inside and the triangle icon changes to diamond shape. So instead of using this exact player, Oberon decide to select his striker Mbappe, where you flick the right analog to the direction of the player you want to select. You flick and the icon switches to this player, and this player is controlled by AI. He runs into the space down the wing and initiates the through pass. And when his player receives the ball, the icon shifts back to triangular shape. He sprints down the wing towards the byline direction, then again he triggers the player lock and selects his player inside the box, runs down the byline and cross the ball to that player, then he pass the ball to his nearest player and finish off this beautiful goal. But on the side of Mark 11, for him it was so different way from that of Oberon. He used this trick just to bait his opponent to cut the passing lane, as so the opponent leaves free running space for him to exploit. For example, this clip, Mark 11 against Manu Bashir in the grand final, but when he triggered the player lock, Manu had to watch out the selected player. On the side of Mark 11 he cancelled the player by push both analogs inside, then he continued sprinting. He did this continuously and sprint towards the opponent's box. The lobbed pass was one of the most used pass in this tournament. It was used mostly in two main ways, one in the build-up, just to switch sides, and then sometimes they added the trivela style of passing, where you hold both the L2 and square on your controller. The ball moves fast and accurate to your player on the other side. Then the second way is the German cross, where you send your tallest midfielder forward on the pitch, waiting until when is about to reach the last man line, then they power up the cross by holding square. The ball travels straight to that player, resulting into a goal-scoring opportunity. Manu Bashir used this cross against Oberon in the semi-finals extra time, triggering his center back to run forward, so when that player is running to reach the opponent's last man point, Manu just pretended to build up normally, just to drive Oberon's attention away from this running player, so when the player reached this point, he pulls out the cross and the finishing was super perfect. We looked at the most consistent mechanics, and only we had talked about two, so stepovers is the third mechanic. Yes, stepovers were really a big deal in this tournament. I reached the point and I thought we had only one skill move in the game, because everyone was spamming the skill in any situation because it was super effective. The skill move is simple to perform. You just roll the right analog in front of that player you're controlling. The skill move was purposely used for two reasons. One is to increase the speed of the play. The boosty nature of the skill, when performed it boosts the player's speed, and it was mostly for counterattacks. Secondly is to beat defenders. Beating defender using this skill you need a little space aside to drive to. Like here Tex receives the ball and immediately face the opponent's goal. He sees this space aside and drives to that direction using the stepovers. Since the skill has that boosty effect, it was difficult for the opponent to recover and defend this situation. Tex ended up converting this chance into a goal. You want to cut back inside consistently in super effective way. You need to master the ball roll scoop turn combination. It's a 5-star skill move which every pro player was using to cut back inside. To perform this skill move you first perform the ball roll skill, since it's a combination of two skill move, the ball roll and the scoop turn. You hold the right analog to left or right, according to what you want, then when your player is starting the ball roll animation, that's when you perform the scoop turn. By pressing both circle and X simultaneously, then point the left analog to any direction you want to exit to. Pretty complicated way to perform the skill, but it's worth your time. Practice until you're comfortable using it. Mostly the skill was used to cut back inside and look for the striker to create a goal-scoring opportunity. Oberon used this skill differently in the semi-final game against Manu Bashir. As the opponent was trying to chase him down, he performed the skill move and beats the defender. He reads the goalkeeper movement and shoots to the near post. So that's it for today. The next video is on how pros create chances, so thanks for watching.